Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Spitter Swallow. I am your host, the real Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, aka as he is Vince. Joining me back on Spitter Swallow, the alternate multiverse Pornhub Poppy, Katie Kinsey Bay. Katie, how you doing?
The real Pornhub Poppy. I'm good. How are you doing, fake Pornhub Poppy?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me, Katie. I appreciate you always being available to receive the hot tag and just tag in on the show whenever you're needed.
I mean, it's kind of what I do. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Pretty good at my job.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, very. And making his Spitter Swallow debut, none other than the patron saint of podcasting, the warden Matt Ritter, and America's sweetheart Matt Ritter. How are you doing, sir?
Host of the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub. I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. Just want to get some things out of the way. I don't like the way you're talking to my Andrew Garfield there, Tobey Maguire. I need you to calm down about this alternate universe shit. I've decided that since you guys can't decide on who's going to be the Pornhub Poppy, that there's only one way to settle this.
Okay.
And that is to officially
Come to
decide
Chicago
it.
and fist fight you.
Okay, there's two ways to settle it. I'm going to go with option one, which is that we are going to count the number of episodes each of you shows up on in the year 2022. Then on our final episode of 2022, whoever is on the show the most will officially be the Pornhub Poppy for 2023.
But in the intermediate, can we go ahead and count the episodes in 2021 and see who is the interim Pornhub Poppy?
So what I will do is I'll just announce you both as a Pornhub Poppy, and then I won't have you guys on the same show until then. So if Vince is going to be there, no need for Katie to be there. If Katie's going to be there, Vince is busy. That's how we'll go about it. So when Katie's on the show for 2022, she's the Pornhub Poppy. When Vince is there, he'll be Pornhub Poppy. You're both interim Pornhub Poppy until the title is decided.
This is essentially Team Hell No, I am the tag team champion storyline all over again. If you really sit here and think about it. Well, Matt wasn't around. He wasn't watching during the Team Hell No heydays, correct?
That is correct. And thank God I wasn't, because I would have fucking hated that shit.
Really? Really? It was very
Yeah.
fun. Man, it was fun. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. That's what they say
It
about
had its
Riddle.
moments. No, okay.
But anyways, this is Spitter Swallow. I want to go ahead and encourage everyone to start using the hashtag Spitter Swallow whenever we talk about any pay-per-views or any events. Use the hashtag Spitter Swallow or hashtag SOS. I don't know. We'll figure something catchy out. Try to get some engagement going. We're going to be talking about WWE Day 1-ish and just go one by one, the match card, what we spit, what we swallow. You know the gist. This is just basically the abridged version of the main Smackin' and Raw program that Mr. Matt Ritter so famously made popular, the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
It's gonna be really weird doing like something that I created, but you hosting, because I haven't been on a show you've hosted, like you've hosted. It feels like 3 years.
Well, do we count Straight Talk? Because you've been on Straight Talk and I host that.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about wrestling on Straight Talk. We
did the draft.
Pokemon and shit.
We did the draft.
Yeah,
That's
I suppose
wrestling.
we did do the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice change of pace to how we our dynamic usually started. Like I was the host of the NXT Smacked NXT over on Smacked Raw. Like the bargain brand version of Smackin' Raw. And you know, like you were my Katie Kinsey back in the day. You know, coming in clutch when I needed you. So with that being said, let's get into the show, guys. Overall, before we even get into any of the matches, I want to start with a major spit in Roman contracting COVID-19 and not being able to compete and defend his title. Obviously, that threw a huge monkey wrench within the entire pay-per-view. That goes without saying. Just no tribal chief. That's an automatic spit for me. Matt, you're.
Listen, we have the unfortunate foresight of doing this right after Monday Night Raw, so I already know what the fucking fallout of the pay-per-view is, what's going to happen. And anyone that's listened to the Smackin' Raw podcast knows how I feel about brand split shit. And Roman getting karma COVID, which you guys, if you haven't watched Raw, you will understand what karma COVID means when you do. Roman getting karma COVID set into motion a shit ton of things that I absolutely fucking hate. So... yeah, no, big spit on no Roman because it fucked everything up.
Fucked everything all the way up. No lube whatsoever. So let's get started with the first match, shall we? We had the SmackDown Tag Team titles kicking off the show officially. The champions, the Usos, defending against the New Day. First off, this match always is going to get a swallow for me. New Day and Usos are always a fantastic match, no matter what. It kind of felt like nothing special. It just kind of felt like another match between the two, which isn't bad. It's kind of like when you go and get like a Whopper or a Big Mac. You know what you're getting. It's solid. It's great, but you know it's no Portillo's or it's no Whataburger. You know, it didn't feel like it had many stakes. You know,
you're never going to get something special from this match again unless it's, you know, in some kind of crazy stipulation, because you've seen this match in every iteration, every way, shape, or form. You've seen it in Hell in a Cell, you've seen it in a cage, you've seen it, you know, in TLC, you've seen it, you know, up Vince's ass and to the moon. Like, we've seen it a million times. There's no, you're not getting anything new here. You've seen it with Big E and Kofi, you've seen it with Kofi and Xavier, you've seen it with Xavier and Big E. And then the Usos, because right now there are only two of them. So, like, you want to freshen it up? Bring Solo up. Make him Trace Sequoia, so he's not alone anymore. And
yeah.
Baby Uso.
Baby Uso. Bring up Baby Uso. Katie, what you thought of the match overall?
I mean, Usos and New Day are magic. Any time. Like, also, this has been one of the most ongoing feuds for the past few years is New Day and Usos. They always end up meeting back up somehow in some way. And shit hits every single time.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, all matters.
Spit or swallow on the Usos using the 3D and it being dubbed the 1D.
I want to swallow the match as a whole, but that I might have to spit. Like, the Usos have their own thing. They don't need to go take from the Dudleys. There's no reason for that. There's no continuity there. It's not like the Usos retired the Dudleys to take, like,
who did retire the Dudleys? That's a good question. We should someone should go ahead and check that out.
And if anything, it should be the D1, not the 1D. Like, I get it was the 3D, so it's the D1.
I mean, it could be changed. It could be changed because originally it was King Xavier, and then they changed it to King Woods. So they always change something up a little bit. So if it's the D1, then sure, you know, like, because they're the ones, you know, so that kind of makes sense, you know. That's
and it's day one-ish, like that was their thing.
Day one-ish, yeah.
D1.
Yeah. Or just call it the D1-ish or something. Yes, Katie, you have answers.
The Dudley Boys announced their retirement after they were jumped by Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows.
So the Good Brothers retired them.
Yes.
Essentially. Okay.
How does
Overall,
that make you feel, Vince?
I don't really care one way or another, to be honest. You know, I just
he's literally wearing a Balor Club shirt.
Yeah. I am. I just kind of picked the shirt that had red on it because I wanted to wear my Bulls beanie since they're on the row and they
you know, you've got a really nice black and red shirt you could have worn for this.
You know, I tried it on and it's a little snug and I'm not.
See, mine fits perfectly, so that's weird. And I'm saving mine for Thursday, so.
Yeah, so mine's a little snug, so I might have to like stretch it out or something. But yeah, I was gonna wear it. That was my original shirt. I was gonna wear, but I might have to stretch it out a little bit. But going back to the match, overall, I swallow the match. I don't care too much about the Dudleys that much. Like, it's a fucking finisher. Everyone's using the super kick right now. Everybody's using a frog splash. There's no secrecy in like just finishers back in the day. Everyone's using everything.
Yeah, but why? Like, why now did they decide to pull this out? Like, it doesn't.
Because I think the whole thing is because it was day one ish, and they call themselves the One. So that I guess the thinking was like they'll debut the new finisher at day one.
The only credit I'll give them is they've wrestled the New Day so many times. They needed to pull something out to beat the New Day.
Yeah.
So this is what they pulled out. So that I can accept. And on that, I will actually swallow it, even though I'm not a huge fan of them taking someone else's finish when they're an established team. But
yeah.
I the only time I'd have an issue is if the Dudleys were still wrestling and using the 3D. At that point, I have an issue. I think once a wrestler retires, I think their finisher is up for grabs, so long as it fits the wrestler.
I can't wait till we get to the other tag team match because they basically did a 3D too, and that's getting a big fucking spit.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there. We're just gonna go ahead and like speed run through this one. Drew McIntyre faced Mad Cat Moss. Drew McIntyre won. This is a spit because this match shouldn't have been on the pay-per-view, let alone Raw.
Yeah.
Concur?
Definitely shouldn't have been on the fucking pay-per-view. Could have had another women's match on the pay-per-view, but
exactly. No. Thank you. You could have had Toni Storm versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship here.
Oh, weird. Too bad she left.
Exactly. Why? Because mistreatment. They're over here like throwing pies at each other and like just doing nonsense over there on SmackDown.
That is speculation and hearsay.
Okay, you're honorable Judge Matt Ritter.
I mean, Vince is known to spew blasphemy every once in a while, so
it's kind of my thing. I kind of have to, especially.
I was gonna say, for all we know, Juice Robinson got her a Sweet Japan deal, and she's like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Oh, true.
Well, she couldn't be on New Japan Pro Wrestling, I don't think.
Yeah, but she can be in the other promotions in Japan.
Stardom, yeah, but she used to be in Stardom.
Isn't Stardom going to be part of something that New Japan is doing now?
I stopped paying attention to Japanese
I'm
wrestling.
asking the person that actually pays attention.
Me, yes. So it was rumored. I don't know if it was like 100% confirmed, but there was like talks that Stardom could be a part of Wrestle Kingdom this year. So
interesting.
I don't actually know.
It's happening right now, apparently.
It is.
Wrestle Kingdom?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This is night 2, I think.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
It's 3 nights.
No, it's not. It's fake.
It's fantasy.
Anywho's, speaking of said tag match, we had the Raw Tag Team titles being defended. The current champions, RK Bro, defended against the Street Profits. First off, I know Matt. I know what you're gonna say. Everything RK Bro is an instant spit, but they came out with Migos. That was kind of cool. Like, I'm sorry.
No, I don't even know who the fuck Migos are.
I know you don't, but like, I like Migos. Like,
why not have them come out with the Street Profits?
That was something very curious that I was thinking as well, because it makes sense for them to come up with Street Profits. But I think the continuity here is that I want to say like maybe like a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, Randy Orton took an airport picture with Migos, and I guess he likes Migos, which is why they came out together, and I think they're the baby faces. And commentary was really trying to sell the fact that Street Profits were a little bit more aggressive, specifically Montez Ford. So maybe this could lead to a heel turn for the Street Profits, which would be something different. Matt, you have a lot to say, but Katie, first and foremost, spit or swallow the match. I'm gonna swallow the match. I think it was good. I'm swallowing Migos. I'm spitting the commentators calling them the Migos, because it's not the Migos, it's just Migos. I'm going to swallow the assisted RKO, but Katie, what are your thoughts?
I'm just going to swallow Street Profits.
Okay. That's fair.
No, actually, their gear. Shout out to Bianca Belair.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Created
she made the gear.
She made their gear for day one. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That woman's talented as all fuck.
Oh, she
Montez
has
got himself
talent.
a good one.
She oozes talent. Like she wakes
I mean, she
up
creates all of her own gear,
Exactly.
and she finally created gear for them.
Mm-hmm. Matt, you can go ahead and go off, man. The mic is yours.
First and foremost, do not forget, sir, that even though this is the show that you are hosting, I am still the head of this call. If I ever hear you swallow anything Matt Riddle again, I will fucking mute you on your own show. If I have, we do not swallow Matt Riddle in this house. The house that Creation World built, we do not swallow Matt Riddle, first and foremost. Secondly, 4 years ago, he took a fucking picture with the Migos, and this is the continuity for why
Migos,
they
not
come out
the
with...
Migos. Migos.
That's not what commentary said.
I don't care what commentary
This is now canon that they're friends because they took a fucking picture at the airport. Randy Orton takes pictures at the airport with millions of fucking people. They don't come out with him on his fucking entrance for anything. Anyway,
he's a fan of the Migos.
Spitting the fact that the Street Profits lost, spitting the fact that, as I said on our last episode of the year, that Randy Orton did not RKO and then dry fuck the shit out of Matt Riddle in the middle of the ring. Huge spit. No lube, no tears, no tapping out, no nothing. Spit, 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 spit. And not like spitting for lube like Randy could have done.
Mm-hmm.
What if he had done what I wanted to? No, this is just disgusted spit. Like, pissed that fucking happened. And then they go and basically do the same fucking thing. They do their own version of a 3D where Riddle throws him up and Randy hits an RKO, which basically was a fucking 3D, which was the finish of the tag match. Same fucking shit. A cutter is a cutter. It's damn near the same finish that we got in the last tag match. And they did that. So spit it all.
Okay.
Fuck Matt Riddle.
Upset.
I don't.
All the time.
So I actually lost my notes. I managed to pull a Vince move and just lose my notes. So I had to rewrite all my notes. So I don't remember exactly where they did the replay of the kickoff show. But briefly, Ricochet, he goes ahead and fatalities Rich Holland and eliminates him from the match. But Sheamus is still too OP for both Cesaro and Ricochet and still wins the match. So that's what happened on the kickoff show.
No. You are not allowed to stand Sheamus anymore. We've talked about this.
I'm not standing Sheamus. I'm just saying he was too OP for both Cesaro and Ricochet that he won.
You know what's crazy though is like if you had just done what we asked and kept the Sheamus Stan gimmick and drafted him in the draft, look where you could be right now after this match. Look what the magic you could have been making if you had just lived up to the request. And then your draft would have had a guy that was so OP, he destroyed Cesaro and Ricochet all by himself. But instead, you refused to go with the gimmick and you killed it, Vince. You killed it.
Murdered it.
Well, I'm not standing Sheamus. I'm just saying he was just too much for Cesaro and Ricochet, and he was able to take him out like 1-on-2. That's all I was saying. I'm literally
this is a Sheamus that traded back and forth wins against Cesaro in a best of 7 series and couldn't get the better of him, so they became a tag team. Like,
this is a different Sheamus apparently because he like.
That's what I'm saying. This is the one you should be standing. This is the fucking guy, and you killed it. Like,
I can admire from afar. I can admire from afar.
He's out there just looking through the window. He's just like, damn it.
No, you know what? Someone like Matt, you're a great Photoshopper. You should like Photoshop me onto the like Wolverine. You know, like that sad Wolverine picture, meme where
with Sheamus.
Yeah, with Sheamus.
I can make that happen.
That's what we should do.
God.
I can make that happen.
That's your thumbnail right there. There you go.
I'll make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Moving back to the main card, we had Edge versus The Miz, and a few things I want to swallow from this is the Brood entrance makes a return. I always love the Brood entrance. I don't like that he does half Brood entrance and then does his regular entrance. Beth Phoenix returning and showing up to help even the score for Edge. Probably going to get a mixed tag match at some point. Either at the
We are.
Exactly. That's where it's going.
At the Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. Edge gets the win here. I'm going to spit the match just because I didn't care too much about it. I was intrigued when the feud kicked off when Edge debuted on Raw. Like, made his first appearance on Raw, and then Miz interrupted him. The first night I was interested, then after that everything fell flat, and it just kept diminishing, especially when they do the brood bath, and instead of it being red blood, it's just black ooze. It's terrible.
Yeah. Ms. Maurice got blacked on their wedding vows.
Renewal. Once you go black, you never go back.
See, there's a joke there, I'm telling you.
Matt always finds a joke somewhere. Guys, what are your thoughts on this match? It's better swallow.
Listen, I'm gonna swallow the match.
Okay.
Obviously, it's no Edge and Seth, no Edge and Randy, but it wasn't bad. I mean, they're both still good. Edge is still killing it after coming back. Mainly swallowing because Beth fucking Phoenix is so badass. I love her. So seeing her in the ring again is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense that Edge would win the match because Maurice gets taken out. She runs. She tucks it and pieces out. So it makes sense as to why Edge would win. And as long, with the entrance thing, I got to see that live. The whole Brood and then the OG entrance. I'm a little pissed I didn't get pyro with mine because how the fucking stadium set up. So I'm a little bitter. But I like that. I'm okay with it. I don't want him doing it like every time.
Yeah.
If it's like if the storyline has him going to that dark place or whatever, then sure. But if there's like no talk of the Brood or him doing the creepy smile with the red lights and the Brood bath, then there's no need for it. I think 2's enough. I don't think we really need it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Matt?
I am spitting the entrance for exactly what Katie said. I don't think this feud called for the Brood bath. I don't think it called for the Brood entrance. If they're going to do that, I'd like them to treat it like Finn Balor's Demon and only bring it out every so often when it's validated for, and then really actually go into the Brood thing and not half-ass it and just do the entrance halfway, like you said, and then just be Edge. Like, if you're going to be Brood, fucking be Brood. Mm-hmm. So I'm spitting that. I'm swallowing Beth Phoenix, who had all of the hairspray in Canada to hold her head up. Her showing up was great. I'm swallowing the match overall as well. Like Katie said, it wasn't a bad match. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was setting up for the next match, which is going to be the tag team match at the Royal Rumble. So that, again, hindsight being 2020, it makes it a little bit better. So I'm good with it.
Yeah. I'm swallowing the result. I feel like the result was probably the best result, especially with Beth coming out. To like chime in just a little bit more about the whole Brood thing. Agreed. If he's gonna come out with the Brood entrance, do the full Brood entrance. Don't just get to like the end of the rampway and then do your regular like entrance. Like, I don't like that. That bugs me. And stop doing the Brood thing if you're not actually gonna do the the Brood bath with the blood. Like, stop doing the green, the black like slime. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't like it.
This isn't the Kids' Choice Awards. He's not using green slime, Vince. It's okay.
I honestly, at this point, green slime would be an upgrade over the black sludge that he uses. Like, this isn't Pokemon. No. Don't throw black sludge, man. Come on. Like, let's just move on. To something else that pissed me off. The Raw Women's title match. We had Liv Morgan challenging the champion, Becky Lynch. Liv looked great despite the loss. Like I said, Becky Lynch won. I'm gonna swallow the match, but spit the results. One, because I hate that they keep doing this. Like, they're giving like Liv these good showings, but then she keeps coming up short. And maybe I'm just souring on Becky Lynch. She's kind of got into that Charlotte level with me, where I don't care about her and I just want her off my TV. She has Charlotte heat for me. I really can't stand Becky Lynch at this point. She's like if she's on my screen, I'm literally just turning it off. I'm just changing the channel. The only reason I stuck around for the match is because it's Liv fucking Morgan and I love her and I want her to prosper and continue. If this leads to her either winning the Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble, then I'm all for it. But I don't think she's going to win the Rumble. I think it's either going to be Bianca Belair or Alexa Bliss to win the Rumble, and then she's just going to fall back in line and just be another name. I feel like she's just kind of like a standstill feud for Becky Lynch right now. What do you guys think, Katie?
I'm swallowing the match because Liv pulled out. Like, she killed it this match. It's definitely like the best we've seen of her since, at everything basically. Like, this is definitely the best Liv has been. I really thought she was gonna take it off Becky. I really thought that's how we were gonna go into the new year.
I was hoping for that.
But like, I guess it makes sense. I don't know who Becky's gonna end up facing at the Rumble. All I know is that I hope whoever goes against her, they take the title off of her. I mean, I'm sick of the 4 horsewomen being champions for a long time, and I'm same way with Charlotte. Like, Sasha should not hold a title for a while. Bayley's hurt, so she can't. Like, Becky and Charlotte don't need to be holding titles right now.
True.
If they decided to build up women, it'd be easier. But now SmackDown basically has like nobody again because
everybody's gone.
Shotzi.
Really?
Honestly,
I haven't seen
Shotzi
Shotzi.
as champion, I'd be down.
Yeah.
Or like finish the Naomi Sonya shit and have Naomi go for the title. And have Naomi be champ again.
There's so many different fun and intriguing possibilities that they could explore here, but they're choosing to do none of them. That's the frustrating part here. Matt?
I don't know how I feel about all this fence riding you guys are doing. So I'm spitting the match because of the result. I argued with a lot of people on Twitter after the match about my issues with this. I talked about it on the Warren Hayes show when I went on there. You built Liv up, you built Liv up, you built Liv up, and then she lost. Now, people are going to argue that the finish was botched. Becky was trying to get her feet on the ropes, and she couldn't. So it wasn't supposed to be a clean pin, but it fucking was. So, regardless of what the intentions were, this is what we got. This is what happened.
Yeah.
They could have kicked out, readjusted, blah, blah, blah. The whole finish was botched because when Liv went to go do her move in the ropes and Becky caught her, they stalled for a good while before she got her out and got her up for the manhandle slam. And it was just kind of an awkward deal to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I'm spitting. But no, like if you're you need to pull the trigger on Liv. You can't just keep doing start-stop shit with her. I had people tell me, oh, well, this made Liv look good, like a contender. Yeah, but that's great. But the only title she has to contend for is Becky, and now Becky's beat her how many fucking times? How many chances do we give her, in front of all these other women to win the fucking title? She has nowhere to go because there's no mid-card title. So there's nowhere for her to take this gained perceived momentum from having a good match but losing.
Mm-hmm. This is where them having the mid... Honestly, I'm at a point where, like, I'm so annoyed with the whole brand split situation. I'm like, if you're gonna have 2 separate shows, fine, but make all the champions like cross brands, I guess. Like, unify all the titles, like the world titles and then the women's title, and then give the women like a mid card title, and like let that be something that they're feuding over. Or I don't know.
You do realize if you do that, then it's literally just going to be a pay-per-view where it's either Charlotte or Becky facing Bayley or Sasha or Bianca every month for that top women's title. Like,
yeah,
that's all it's going to be.
That's the opposite of what needs to happen. Honestly, they don't need a mid-card title right now because they don't have a lot of fucking women on their rosters.
I disagree. They do need a mid-card title, but they need to get rid of these tag titles because they have no female tag teams on their fucking roster.
There's 2.
And when you do that,
2 tag teams.
And then when you do that, you free up Rhea, you free up Nikki, you free up Zelina, you free up Carmella, you've got Shotzi, you've got Liv and Doudrop, and you've got a mid-card.
You know what they should do?
If they utilized it.
What they should do is stop having brand-specific names for the women's title, so we don't have some clusterfuck bullshit that we had with the title exchange again. Call like
or
one
just
like
everyone on their fucking show.
That too.
That's also not heard. I'm gonna spit one more thing from the match.
Yes.
The ref, the slow ass counts the entire match. Like, did anyone else pick up on this, or was that just me?
No.
Her counts were extremely slow. Like go back and watch it. Like, I'm not crazy. Young Kings also talked about it, so I know I'm not crazy.
No one doubts you, Katie. If anything, I feel like you're more detail oriented than I am. So like you probably picked up on some shit I overlooked.
He was about to say Matt and me, and then he stopped himself.
Yeah, but yeah, I stopped myself because I'm like, Matt can be detail oriented about certain things, but then just bypass others.
Yeah, so like that it thoroughly pissed me off because I'm like, you are taking so long to get in a position to count. You are taking your sweet ass time to even count. It was a rough match overall.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with Liv's performance, but like there's a lot of shit that went wrong.
It could have been better. It could have been executed better, I guess.
Could have.
Yep.
All right.
And with that being the only women's match on the card, not doing good.
No.
Not a good name.
No. So moving on from the ref slow counts to a very fast-paced and clusterfuck of a match, we have the main event, WWE title Fatal 5-Way match, which originally was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Big E for the championship. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually felt bad for Seth Rollins because then out of nowhere, Kevin Owens gets added just because he finagled his way into it. Then Bobby Lashley just decided, I'm going to just beat the shit out of everyone until I get into the match. So then it turns into a Fatal 4-Way match. And then Roman gets COVID, so Brock Lesnar decides to Brock Lesnar his way into the match, just like Seth said. And it became a Fatal 5-Way match. Once Brock got added to the match, before even watching the pay-per-view, in my head, I was like, Brock's winning the title because they have a tendency of whenever they switch something and call an audible and replace a wrestler with someone else, usually the replacement wrestler wins the match. Like a good example of this was like, I think it was WWE Clash of Champions or Night of Champions, when everything happened. CM Punk was supposed to challenge for the ECW Championship, and John Morrison was the replacement, and he ended up winning the ECW title, even though he wasn't even supposed to be in the match. And I think maybe Punk was supposed to win the title. So, like, WWE just has a history of doing that. Like, the replacement just getting the win. A few notable things. This match, like I said, was everywhere, which was a very fun match for me. Like Brock Lesnar going through the barricade, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins teaming up, and that mostly worked for most of the match. Being able to like isolate Brock and Bobby Lashley and just like dissect and like pick apart Big E was fantastic. And I honestly, I'm all for Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens doing like a two-man power trip tag team, like Triple H and Steve Austin style. I want them to team up more. I kind of like their dynamic. They have great chemistry together, so I would like to see that. Maybe they're the ones to take the titles off of RK Bro and then just beat the shit out of Matt Riddle. And
the fuck is wrong with you?
Owens calling Sami Zayn his soulmate like really warmed my soul. I love that he called Sami Zayn his soulmate. This match just was basically big meaty men slapping meats, which I know make Big E happy despite the outcome. But I think we should go ahead and keep any New Day member that's currently a champion away from Brock Lesnar because he just has a tendency to take the WWE title off of a New Day member. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go after King Woods and try to take his crown next. But
Roman already did that.
Yeah, Brock can still do it. But yeah, Brock Lesnar wins the match. Becomes the new WWE champion, actually pinning Big E. So there's a lot to dissect here. I'll let you guys go ahead and really just vent out your thoughts about this match, and then I'll just round things out to end the show.
I'm assuming I'm going first.
Either or.
Okay. I don't like that the match was 8 minutes long and a clusterfuck. It makes sense as to why Brock was added. I understand that.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, looking back now, I knew as soon as he was gonna get added, he was gonna win. But I don't know. I gotta like figure out how I want to say this. I'm okay with it now. At the time, I was very annoyed and like, why is Brock like in this match? Why did Brock win? Kind of thing. But now we're getting Brock and Bobby. Yes. It should not be for the title. Like, it shouldn't be. It didn't have to be. But if this is what we get, then that's fine. I mean, Big E is still going to be over as fuck. I didn't expect him to eat the pin at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that definitely shocked me. But, I mean, if that gives Big E time to chill, he comes back, dominates in the Rumble, we get him and
Roman,
I'm assuming
maybe.
Him and Roman, maybe. Bobby's probably going to be the Almighty again. So we run that back. We get that. I don't know. I think I liked the Fatal 4-Way more, like, tonight on Raw than, like, the Fatal 5-Way. Because, like, you could tell this is, like, what they planned to do before the Audible was called Day of. Because, you know, the one person who should be, like, very protected because of everything he's gone through and is going through wasn't fully protected. So, because they stopped doing testing. That's neither here nor there. But, go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
Are you sure? Sure?
Yeah, go for
it. First and foremost, apparently ever since the CDC came out and said, you know what, you guys aren't fucking listening to us anyway, so here's a less restrictive set of rules you can ignore. From what they told us tonight, Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown more than likely. So he was not able to make the pay-per-view, but apparently Brock said, I'll see you on SmackDown. So we'll see if Roman shows up.
We'll see.
If that is the case, and Roman is cleared and okay and shows up on SmackDown, why in the living fuck did we put Brock in this match and put the title on him? You could have just done the Fatal 4-Way and postponed their match. You still, even if he wasn't going to be on SmackDown, just postponed it till the fucking Rumble. Like, there was no reason. You could have just played up Roman ducking him and making excuses so he didn't have to wrestle him, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you wanted to fucking do, there was no reason to put Brock in this match, make this match 8 minutes, and put the belt on Brock. First and foremost, it was fucking stupid. Secondly, the fact that Brock Lesnar took a spear and also was put in the hurt lock and was not breaking out of it until Big E freed him, then reversed Big E's finisher and hit him with an F5 to beat him, pissed me the fuck off. You took a spear and the hurt lock from Lashley. Lashley got dropped, but you have enough left in your tank to reverse and then drop the WWE champion for a 1-2-3. Yes, technically it was the second F5 of the match, but it wasn't the second F5 in a row. He didn't F5 him twice and then pin him. It was one F5 and then he got the pin off it. Second one of the match, but not in that little, you know, whatever. He recovered from it, came back, did some shit, and got F5'd again. I don't like the way you did Big E like that. I don't like the fact that the match was 8 minutes. I don't like the fact that you put the title on Roman or on Brock. I definitely don't like the fact that Brock is going to go to fucking SmackDown. And I don't give a fuck if he's a free agent. I don't give a fuck if he bought Fox. I don't give a fuck if Vince McMahon comes out to fucking Canada, chops wood with him, and then they stroke each other off until Vince gives fucking Brock whatever he wants and Brock wants to be on Fox. Whatever the deal is, I don't give a fuck. You made him Raw champion, he stays the fuck on Raw. Again, hindsight being 2020 and knowing what I know now, I'm even more pissed off that he won this match. So this whole thing, the whole 8 minutes, complete and total spit for me. Every bit of it.
All right. I will say that I'm gonna go ahead and spit the fact that Big E lost. I don't like how it was handled. I really don't like this because, first and foremost, I felt like he was disrespected by being second to last to come out. You're the champion. You're supposed to come out last. And then Brock Lesnar, like either make Brock Lesnar come out first, make Big E come out first. But, like, I feel like that was kind of like a slap in the face, kind of like saying, yeah, even though you're the champion, you're not the bigger star here. That's still Brock Lesnar.
Champion should come out last always.
Always. He should always. They should always come out last. Cases can be made. So look, either
Mr.
I think
20-minute entrance over there.
It's more effective if his opponent is in the ring when he makes his entrance than it is if he were to come out first and wait for his opponent.
Okay, there are exceptions to the rules. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rules. But if you're the champion, either you come out first or you come out last. In like a situation when the multi-person match, second to last just kind of feels like an afterthought. Big E still looked solid in the match, but I don't like how this was done. It wasn't as bad as the Kofi Kingston loss to Brock Lesnar. Don't even get me started on that.
Obviously, because that was 8 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to be as bad as that.
Exactly. Well, Bianca Becky was worse.
That was 26 seconds.
I still argue that was worse. Because at least you have Brock Lesnar that we know is this OP motherfucker. Becky Lynch has no claim to be on Brock Lesnar's level in terms of OP-ness. And I love that Matt's drinking the Mountain Dew. That's fantastic. That just warms my soul right now. But yeah, going back to the match, I liked the match for what it was outside of like everything. I thought it was a fun, fast-paced clusterfuck of a match, which I'm all for. It felt like a WWE video game match for me. But I don't like the results. I don't like that Brock was added. I am okay with Lashley Lesnar, and I'm okay that that's for the title. I don't like that it was at the expense of Big E. Like, circumstances being different. Like, let's say Lashley was, like, a challenger or, like, the champion, and Brock Lesnar challenged him. I'm okay with that, but I don't like them just taking the title off of Big E just to put it on Brock Lesnar so that Brock Lesnar can do something else. Not just reeks of like desperation and impatience. Yes, Matt.
Is Vince's video frozen for you too, or is it just me?
It's just you.
Okay, that's weird.
No,
I just got Vince sitting here like this.
I was wondering why you
there
kept
he
this,
is.
like,
Now
doing
he stopped.
this.
Now look, you moved your hand and everything's okay.
Oh, crazy.
So here's what I'm gonna say with the entrance. I did not enjoy the fact that he came out second and lost. I understand why guys like Brock would come out last, because Brock is on a different tier than everyone else. Guys like The Undertaker, guys like Stone Cold, guys like The Rock, so on and so forth. Those guys are on a higher tier than everyone else. They are essentially above
S-tier.
Champions,
They're
above exactly, sure, God tier, whatever you want to call it. So them coming out last makes sense because they are bigger stars than everyone else in that match, whether you like it or not. That it is a factual statement. He is a bigger star than every single person in that match.
Mm-hmm.
But to have Big E come out second and then lose his title, that's where you lost.
And be the one that gets pinned. Like, at least, like, you could have at least tried to protect them and have, like, Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins take the loss, take the pin to Brock Lesnar. And then, at least at that point, even if he didn't win the Fatal 4-Way match on Monday Night Raw, he could still could have laid claim to be like, you never pinned me, you never, like, took the title off of me, and still, like, run it back either at the Rumble or at Fastlane or Midnight Express or like WWE Roadblock or whatever the fuck, like, random ass pay-per-view they throw in between the Rumble and WrestleMania. You could have done. Like I said, I liked that the match was fun. I'm swallowing Brock because I just love Big Booty Brock. He brings absolute joy to me, but I don't like the results. I'm spitting the results of Big E losing. Overall, guys, I know what Matt's going to say, but overall, guys, WWE Day 1-ish, spit or swallow? Katie, we'll start with you because you're always starting and then Matt refuses to go first.
Also, you said you know what I'm going to say, so that, like, discounted me, and I thought we were going with everyone else.
Yeah, I'm just going to spit it. Like, I expected a lot more, and I was a little let down, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, not gonna lie, I missed like the majority of this pay-per-view because like I forgot it was on. So.
Well, I was actually watching the Bulls game while this pay-per-view was going on, so I actually watched it in the morning the next day. I watched some stuff, but then went back and forth between the Bulls game and the pay-per-view, and then watched it fully in its entirety the following day. I expected nothing. I had not been watching wrestling for 2 weeks leading up to this pay-per-view, and I was still disappointed. That's dead ass 2 weeks. For like the 2 weeks that we haven't done like a main show, I have not watched wrestling. I decided to not watch wrestling. I don't get what all this quotation's about, but so, Matt, you're spitting the show, right?
All the finagle. What did you say?
Finagled his way. All the finagling.
I don't think that's a word. I think
no, I made it up. I
well, finagle is a word.
He finessed.
No.
Finagle is a word.
Finagled.
Yeah, he's saying it. He also said debuted again, so neither here nor there.
So anyway, all the debuting and finagling aside, here's the thing. We were told that this was Tony Khan's baby, that Tony Khan had to make this work. And I think that, or not Tony Khan, Nick Khan, they're same fuck. Like,
WWE Khan.
WWE Khan.
For a second. I was like,
they're both
what?
on coke. They're both fucking idiots right
Shao
now.
Kahn.
So anyway.
Kodo Khan.
Yeah, Shao Kahn.
All the Khans.
Anyway, we were told it was his baby. And I think that what I am going to do to this pay-per-view, what Katie did to this pay-per-view, is what Nick Khan should have done to this pay-per-view, and maybe what Nick Khan's mother should have done to him, and that's spit.
Anything else you want to add?
I spit the tag match for the Raw titles. I spit the women's match. I spit the main event, and I spit Drew versus Corbin. The only things I swallowed were Edge and the
then
tag
you
match
even
with the
spat,
Usos.
and you even spat the entrance. There was I feel like there was something to spit and everything except maybe the opening match, the tag match.
I spit the fact that they did the 3D at first.
Oh, but there you go. Like this whole pay-per-view was just like a spit show for you.
Yeah, no, my mouth was dry as fuck by the end of this. Just
okay.
Sandpaper.
It's okay. Well, I guess it's unanimous, guys. WWE Day One-ish gets a spit from the Smackin' and Raw crew. Guys, Katie, we'll start off with you. First off, thanks again for coming in clutch, getting the hot tag. Where can everyone find you and all your amazing Shit League content? What the fuck is this?
This is fun. I like when me and Matt do shows together because we just do random shit and we do it throughout the whole thing. It's very entertaining, especially if other people are there. It makes it way more entertaining. Follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13. I have a link to in my bio to take you to all things She-Leet Showcase, twitch.tv/She-Leet Showcase, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. This Thursday, we will have a show, the first one of 2022. It's gonna be a fucking doozy. Can't wait to talk about all things AEW and everything that's going on with that.
Ooh, spicy content.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop off a little bit, and it's well deserved. I haven't popped off in a minute, so I'm gonna have a new Inside the Mind of out on Monday. It's mine. I get very intoxicated. Matt was my Katie Walters.
We get drunk, Katie?
I progressively get more and more intoxicated over the course of the episode.
Oh, I can't wait.
But it was fun. I watched it back this morning. It was a good time. If Vince would have submitted questions, he would have known. But
I'm the worst.
Whatever.
I am the worst. I
mean, you are, and that's okay. Savannah should have her show debut sometime this month.
Debuted.
I have to do. Shut up. I'm gonna have another In the Crowd. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, and I still need to think about a new show that I want to work on. Yes.
In the Crowd SVU edition, Young Kings, me and you.
Maybe. But then also, YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, the usual.
Matt.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ritter. That is at MATTRIDDER. Also, there's a Twitter and an Instagram for the Smackin' and Raw Pod. It is at Smackin' and Raw Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. I run the Twitter. Vince runs the Instagram. You guys can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Smackin' and Raw Pod. Also, Creation World is the banner under which we exist, so go check out creationworld.com. The Creation World on Twitter and Instagram. That's at THECREATIA World, and Facebook.com/Creation World.
Yeah. Guys, obviously, this is the YouTube exclusive show from the Smackin' and Raw family. So go ahead and subscribe. Help us reach 100 subscribers. Is it 100 or 150 subscribers that you need?
Dude, I don't fucking know. We got like 12.
Don't say that. That's not true. But yeah,
if I tell them we have 12 and we need 38, then 38 people will subscribe. If I tell them we have 50 and we need three people subscribe. So it's 12. We have 12 and we need to get to 50.
Is it 50? I think it's 100 or 150. I don't think it's 50.
Then get us to 100. Then we have 12 and we need 100. Go to 100. Let's go.
Subscribe, please. Like it helps out the show tremendously, and it only takes 1 second, very little effort, and it's free. Go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what you spit or swallowed about the show. Use the hashtag spit or swallow everywhere to join in the conversation, and let us know who is the true Pornhub Poppy, who's the real Pornhub Poppy.
It's me. It's me.
Well, might have.
Do you see my shirt? Do you see my shirt? Is me.
Yeah. With that being said, I am the Sultan of Spit or Swallow, the real Pornhub Poppy, Daddy Delgado, aka SCS Vince. This has been the Day 1-ish Spit or Swallow. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.